If we can do anything as a company to help people get their financial footing, then I'm happy.
All right. Hi, Mike. So, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do here at Tanda?
Hi, I'm Mike Emery. I am a distinguished engineer here at Tanda. I'm responsible for sort of broad vision for the overall tech stack, and I do a lot of building of our backend infrastructure and finance payments integration.
And I've got a bit of a warm up question here for you. So, what high school trend or fad were you a part of?
So when I was in high school, I wore a lot of baggy clothes. So I don't know if you remember any of this, but like Jinko, big baggy hoodies. For a while, I even had frosted tip hair, sort of like your quintessential 90s teenager.
Oh, we'll have to get some pictures up of that if we can find them, if you'll give them to us, maybe. So, more into some of the Tanda stuff now. So, your personal origin story. Why did you decide to co found Tanda, and what sort of personal experiences led you towards caring about the core issues that Tanda tries to address?
So financial literacy was something that I really struggled with when I first got out of school and I got my first job. I found it like really overwhelming. And then basically as time goes on, I found that like friends and family, that's something they struggle with a lot too. So Tanda trying to help people establish themselves, save money, and do it in a fun community way really appeals to me. And if we can do anything as a company to help people get their financial footing, then I'm happy.
And what's something particularly interesting that you've worked on lately without sharing too many details?
Yeah. So right now we're working on a way basically to help get people their money faster and in a way that smooths out, I guess, how they receive the money and if they have to, like, there are fees associated with their products. So, like, smooth out those fees. And it's inspired by how some cultures around the world handle condos, and that should be hopefully rolling out soon.
And how do you use Tanda in your day to day?
A lot of the time, it's forcing me to save for something. If you're left to your own devices and you have to save for something, it can you can just procrastinate it, right? It's so easy to, buy that coffee or indulge in that little thing that on its own doesn't really matter. But when you take in an aggregate, it could actually be a significant chunk of money. So by using Tana to force me to save money towards something, then it's already accounted for, and then anything left over is usually not wasted because it's important.
And sort of flipping that question on you, how do you hope to see people using Tanda in the future?
I think there's a lot of different ways you can use Tandas, right? Like you can use it to cover unexpected expenses today. You can also use it as just as a generic way to save money for the future. I would love it if we were a one-stop shop for all of people's financial needs, and anyone who's just like, regardless of their financial goal, they look to us and say, yeah, of course I'll use Tanda to get there. And it's just a matter of what part of our product they're using.
And finally, what is your absolute favorite personal savings tip?
Um, my favorite savings tip has to do with the power of compound interest. So basically, the idea with compound interest is that over time, as your interest gets calculated, money you've already saved and earned interest on earns interest again. And so, how that manifests is the longer you have money in an account that's accruing interest, the more money you make. It manifests in this idea of time in market beats timing the market. So the more longer period of time you can save, the more money you have.
Thanks for the time, Mike, and also thanks for the great tips. We appreciate it.
Thank you.